Hey everybody, welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator and our first flight in the Airbus 787-10. We're flying from London Heathrow down to Doha, 7-hour flight. One of the shortest I can do, so I figured it'd be a good one to do a trial run with. It's going to take a while to get this thing up and running. Let's jump on board. Okay, I already turned the battery on just to get the jetway bridge carried over. I have also turned on the tooltips to give us some help when we're looking around inside the cockpit. So, parking brake, we will check, it's down here. Parking brake is on. Battery switch is on. I already said it earlier. APU generator is currently off. APU master knob is off. There's the gen switches there. External power is on, so we're going to turn all three external powers on. Landing gear is down. Flap lever is over here. Flaps are up. Speed brake lever is here. Speed brakes are retracted. Both engine fuel controls are in cutoff. Fuel pumps. I've taken a quick look at the aircraft, but I don't know it very well. There's our fuel pumps. Are all off. Hydraulics are all on but faulting, that's fine. Engine instruments are checked. They're all shut off. And you can see here we have a door open. That's fine. Anti-ice controls. Where are our anti-ice controls? Are on auto. Window heating, we're fine at the moment. Altitude setting. Our initial altitude is going to be 7,000 or 6,000 feet. IFR clearance is checked. Fuel quantity is checked. There's our fuel quantity there. And our beacon light. Which one of these is the beacon? That's strobes. That's taxi. Landing. There's beacon. We'll put our nav and beacon light are on. So if we go outside. Yep, it's looking good. Oh, this is going to take a while to get this thing loaded up, so let's get catering, let's get baggage, let's get fuel, and let's get the passengers boarding. 265 people on the flight today. See, everybody's moving in there. That's great. So let's go over here to the big panel in the center. Let's see if we can do this without that thing in the way. There we go. So, I think we just work across this way. So if we go initial reference, position, we are at EGLL. So we will put that in there. We are at gate 218. We can enter that in as well. And we will take you and we will put you in there. And the aircraft has our position. That's my local time. I don't know why that's saying UTC. But that's fine. You can see where we are here on the kind of map of the airport. If we should be a range button here. There's London Heathrow. We got a short taxi. We're going off on this runway here in this direction, so should be all right. It's, you can see there. I'll crank that back in again. So that is done. So our departure, you can see we're flying from EGLL. We're heading to OTHH. The flight number is wrong. Flight number is FL369. Runway 27 right is correct. Cruise altitude is actually 370. Cost index. What is the cost index for this aircraft? Good question. Let me do a quick check. Pull up my reference material. $25. The cost index for today's flight. Thrust limits. I'm not going to worry about that. For takeoff, our flaps are going to be flaps 5. Throttle reduction altitude of 1,500 feet. That's fine. There's our V1, our V2, and our VR, and it should be sent over to the system. Yeah, V1 166. So that's been sent over. So there's that information in there under our route. So our departure, you can see we're going off the Det 2F departure off runway 270, and our arrival at the moment is set to be the BEA 1E arrival on the ILS for runway 34 right, which is great. And if we go into our nav, that should be 110.0, and if I go look up the, where is it, the ILS for the runway 110.0, 34 right. Excellent. Things are going well as we're looking this up. Okay. So our alternate, not worried about. Cruise altitude is set. Not sure what fixes. Here's our legs. Are all in. And then you can just look through them there, and there they all are. Oh, fuel truck's here. Ah, looks good. So this looks a little better set up than in the A320. The speeds look good, the altitudes look good. Except when we hit here, and then it just all goes to craziness. So no holds. We check the radio. Check that. All right. So we'll go back to the takeoff page. So that's set. And are you gonna let me? Oh, you're gonna stay on that screen. You're not gonna move. Okay, you don't move. That's fine. So if you look at the plan for the route, where's your zoom in? I'll go to this one here. And we, oh, come on. And we zoom out. We're basically gonna arc around and then fly straight out. And we'll be flying over. Damn it, stop doing that. We will be flying over the coast and over Europe. And we work our way down across the Middle East. See all the points there, and then down into here where we'll arc around and pick up the ILS in 3-4 right for landing. Looks good. All right, zoom you back in. So you can hear everyone coming on board in the back. So that's done. That was all pre-entered through the sim before we came in. Let's see how they're doing in the back there. They're loading. Be nice if they gave me a percentage on how much is loaded, but they're loading. So as I mentioned, this is my first flight in this aircraft. So it will be an interesting one. Let's see if there's a speed restriction on our departure. 250. So once we level out, we're heading towards depth. We can go up to 250. That's fine. All right, no problem there. Now, is there I am running the community mod for this aircraft as well, so it has enabled a couple extra little things. But again, this is first time in the aircraft. So it's a huge cockpit here. Let's see if I can find some internal lighting. Dome light. There we go. You can see how big this place is. There's a couple jump seats back here. The door is right behind the pilot. 2 jump seats in the back. We won't have an extra crew. This is only a 7-hour flight in this one. Lots of room between the 2 seats. There's 3 sets of radios. All in here, and we can go down here. And we can do things like go to the transponder. 7,000 code is set. We're on the left transponder. And that's all there. All these other ones don't work, really. Cabin temperature or interphones and some of this other stuff isn't working. There's our ILS turned on for landing, but satellite phones and HF radios and stuff like that. And there's this one here, there's this one here, and there's this one here. This is our transponder mode. ADF radios, high-low frequencies, VORs, all kinds of communications equipment down here. Throttle quadrant, parking brake trims, stabilizer trims, flaps, all that over here. There's our flap lever. This is a little mouse pad type of thing. You can move your little pointer around on the screen. Little heaters. There's a map light. It's an opera. But here's your heaters for over on this side. This would be your display where you can bring up your charts and review your charts. And then same thing over here for the co-pilot. He's got the same type of stuff. And then you get your primary display, your secondary display. There's all the engine instruments. This is the third screen in the middle. His display, and then here's all your autopilot stuff and your barrows and that, which we should look at because I don't think I've set that yet. 1019 is the QNH. So how do I change? So set to that, and it's, what did I say it was? 1019. There we go. And we'll go to the standby. And we'll do the same over here. Or we would if it would let me. But we changed that too to match. And then we have different functions here. We have weather radar. Can go on. Traffic can overlay. And then there's your terrain for when we're in flight. Certain things that you can change here. There's your systems. Current door is open. You can tell which one it's going to. Ideally we'd have that one on, but at the moment we'll leave it with the door. You see all the doors here. There's a lot of them. Autopilot, all down here. And then over here, his adjustments for the barometer and his screens and everything like that. And that is it. Half an hour to our scheduled departure time. First class passengers are slowly coming on board. We got a few in premium economy, or our business class passengers, and we got premium economy, and we got a bunch sitting in the back in the economy seats. Again, slowly coming on board. I wonder if we can ask how long it's going to take. Let's see. Boarding status check.
We're still boarding. Let us know if you need anything.
Says we're about halfway boarded. I did go and set it to realistic boarding for this one, I gotta say. Let me check and make sure I did do that. Yeah, realistic boarding. That's fine. It's kind of what we want. As they're all doing their thing. So we'll let them continue, and we'll come back when everyone's on board.
We're ready to go when you are.
All right, that's everybody on board. So let's go through our before startup checklist. Seatbelt signs are on, fuel quantity's been checked, throttles are at idle, engine area is clear, auto brake setting should be down here somewhere. Auto brake setting is RTO. RDO means rejected takeoff. Yaw damper. I was looking for this one and I can't find it anywhere. I'll have to do a little bit of research later. Fly-by-wire setting. Checked, sure. Hydraulic engine pumps on. So if we come up to, we get a better view here. We are pretty close. So hydraulic engine pumps are on, left and right. Hydraulic electric C1 pump is auto, should be on. AC packs, AC is on this side. Can we look back? No. And off, but they're on. Equipment cooling, it's all on auto and on. Fuel pumps are all on. And we have startup clearance. Let's get back over to our seat. So one way I've found to know whether you're properly aligned is to look at this and make sure it's lined up properly in your field of view. Alright, so we're going to get ready to taxi. First thing we're going to do is we're going to get them to pull away the jet bridge. There she goes. And our door is closed. So we can go back to our regular view.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard Flight 369 with service to Doha. Our flight time will be roughly 7 hours and 5 minutes. Now that the cabin door is closed, please make sure that all devices are in airplane mode and your large devices are now shut down and stowed. Please fasten your seatbelt and make sure that all tray tables and seat backs are in a full upright and locked position for departure. Cabin crew, secure doors for departure.
So this is the Apu switch, and the way it's supposed to work is you click it to start, hold it, and then it goes to on. We'll turn the Apu generators on. I don't know what the aircraft ECC mode is. Is there anything showing the APU? Well, let's see if we can hear it outside. answer to that is no. So. So look for ELCC page on the ICAS screen. I don't think there's going to be an ELCC page on the ICAS screen. So there's electrics. Fuel. And there's no I don't see an APU. Again, I'm not even sure if this is working, so let's try this again. I'll go to start. Anything? Doesn't sound like it. So we're going to start engines here on the ramp. All right. So engine start controls are over here. And we're going to start engine number 1. There we go. Put on the fuel control. I believe you don't have to wait for this one in this airplane. Should kick off. There we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the front of the aircraft for a safety demonstration. When the seatbelt light is on, please make sure that your seatbelt is fastened low and tight across your lap. To fasten, insert the metal
as this
fittings
kicks off,
into one
we'll start
another.
the other one.
Tighten by pulling on the loose end of the strap. To release your seatbelt, lift the upper portion of the buckle. In the event that the seatbelt light is not on, we suggest that you keep your seatbelt fastened in case of unexpected turbulence. There are several emergency exits on this aircraft. Please take a few moments now to locate your nearest exit. In some cases, your nearest exit may be behind you. If we need to evacuate the aircraft, floor-level lighting will guide you towards the exit. In the event of a decompression, an oxygen mask will drop in front of you. To start the flow of oxygen, pull the mask towards you. Place it firmly over your nose and mouth, secure the elastic band behind your head, tighten the straps if necessary, and breathe normally. Although the bag does not inflate, oxygen is flowing to the mask. If you're traveling with a child or someone who requires assistance, secure your mask on first and then assist others. Keep your mask on until a member of the crew advises you it is safe to remove it. In the unlikely event of a water landing, a life vest is located in a pouch under your seat or between the armrests. When instructed to do so, open the plastic pouch and remove the vest. Flip it over your head. Wrap the straps around your waist and buckle at the front. Pull
Heard
the
it
straps
click
tightly.
off.
To inflate the vest, pull firmly on the red cord only when exiting the aircraft.
Alright.
If your life vest does not inflate automatically, blow into the mouthpiece
That's
for
stable.
manual inflation. Each vest is equipped with a whistle and
External
light.
power
If
will come
necessary,
off.
Your seat cushion can be used as a secondary flotation device. Pull the cushion from the seat, put your arms into
Alright,
the
and we're going to
strap,
start our
and tuck the
push.
seat to your chest.
We're going to push
Please
tail
securely
right.
stow your personal items. Make sure your
And we're
seatbelts
going to do
are
it quickly
fastened,
because
and
this
seat
is a
backs
big
and
aircraft
tables are in
and
their
there's
full
not a lot of
upright
room around here.
We remind you that this is a non-smoking flight. Tampering with, disabling, or destroying the smoke detectors located in the lavatories is prohibited by law. All of this information and more can be found in the safety card located in the seat back in front of you. We We suggest reading this and letting a cabin member know if you have any questions. Thank you for flying with us again, and we hope you enjoy your flight.
So once again, as soon as we get the nudge, we'll get them going. There we go. And we'll just clear the edge of the building. Because there is not a lot of room back here. Looks good. Let's see how it looks outside. Oh, it's a little tight. They're turning us tighter than I thought they would. I'll have to figure out how to start up the APU on this thing. Alright, well, they're getting us out there. That's pretty close to straight. Alright, thank you guys. Get that parking brake on. There we go. And we can come off of that. I'm not going to need that anymore. So the engines are up, parking brake is set, fuel quantity is checked, taxi light. I think that the taxi light is this one. On. That's strobes. It's not labeled, which is annoying. Nav lights are on. Instrument displays are good. We're going to kill the dome light. Taxi clearance we have. Flight directors. We'll go on. And, ooh, looks like a little bit of fog out there now. Alright, we are set to taxi. And we're heading over to runway 27 right. And why am I not steering?
Please note the cabin lights will be dimmed for departure and landing. If you
Don't-
require additional
don't
lighting,
roll.
there is a reading light on the panel above you.
Alright, let me just check something here. Alright, I've got rudder. Why was I not steering on the nose? Is there a nose wheel steering I need to know about? This is what you get when you take off from the runway and you don't why am I not moving forward? are you still connected? Go away. Yes, go away. No, don't come back. Leave. Was it because he was hooked up? I told him to leave the first time, but for some reason he did not. Let's alright, let's try this again. That was it. Bizarrely. Alright, let's get on the nose here. We're a big airplane, don't want to hit anything. So we're going down here to Bravo. Now we're going to loop around. And head up to the runway. Again, joys of learning new airplanes. There's always something. I think I might have closed the pushback helper a little quickly, and that kind of confused it. Okay, so we're going to make this little jiggle, and then we will come up on the other side. And we don't want to get taxiing too fast. We got some corners here, and then we're not far from the runway. You can see on the displays there. It is easy to overdo it and get her going a little too fast. A330 over there is one of our other aircraft, company aircraft. So we're a little late, had a little bit of ground trouble there. But it's all good. Short taxi, which makes it better for everybody. Iberia, it's like a 320. We're going to take this right, and then we're going to do a left and then another right, and that takes us up to the end of the runway. Turn. Slight fog out. where we hold. All right. Pre-takeoff, takeoff flaps. We are going to flaps 5. Put that back in our TO. For takeoff, speed brake is retracted. I think we want it armed. Instruments are all checked. Landing lights go on. Strobe light, it's this one, goes on. Taxi can come off. Put the logo lights on. Glare shield will go off. There we go. And parking brake comes off. Let's taxi out. No aircraft inbound. Come on, keep going around. There we go. All right. We're centered on the runway. Make sure we're centered on the controls here. Looks good. Bring our range out here so we can see. Alright, engines to 40. Engines are stable. Brakes released. Engines to take off. Knots. Rotate. Positive rate. Gear up. Climbing. Flaps 1. Pilot is engaged. LNAV is engaged. VNAV is engaged. Accelerating. Speed brake is disarmed. Auto throttles are on. 250 knots is being held. We should level at 6,000 feet. Throttles are moving back to hold us at 250. That's where we're going to start our climb. Flaps fully up. Yeah. And hold at 6,000 feet, 250 knots. Hydraulics, everything looking good. EPM is our next point. We're trying to intercept our course, I believe. And then we will turn back around. So a little bit of wing rocking there. We're going to maintain 6,000 out to det, and then we will carry on our climb from there. And again, the reason for this is down here in London, they want to, that's all that crap below us. They want to keep you down because of all the other aircraft that are going to be coming down on top of you from above. Can I just put weather on your side? Let's see if I can get your range. There we go. I'm going to leave your range at 40. Back to 80 for now. You can see here it's we're going to D3, and it'll be D4, then D5, then det. So we're on our way. Our first flight in the 787. A little bit of a rough start. A couple things I got to look into, which I will make note of. Yaw damper and the APU start. Somehow they didn't want to go. I'm not sure why. Nice moonlit night. Too bad there's that layer of misty, foggy cloud above the sky there. back a page, you can see we're heading to D5 right now. And then we will step up to 37,000 feet. Well, not really a step. We're gonna just blow up there. Cleared by ATC, we'll call it. So that's pretty much the takeoff. We're gonna head up into cruise. We'll catch up with you on the descent, and we'll see how that one goes. Catch you in, I don't know, about 6 hours. Alright, welcome back to the cockpit. It's been, well, 6 hours and 6 minutes since we took off. We are descending, obviously. We're down to under 18,000 feet. See, we're coming down here to Bayan, and then this is our approach, and then we make the turn in, pick up the ILS for Doha. It's been a good flight. People are fairly neutral. I don't think they liked our initial start out of London, but that's fine. We'll learn as we go, get better and better as we keep flying this. But I think what I'm going to do is all my 787 flights will come in and out of London Heathrow, and I've found an improvement mod for London Gatwick. It actually looks really nice. So I'm going to be doing, by the time this video goes up, it will have already been on a live stream where I've shown it, but I'm going to do my A320 flights and some smaller aircraft out of Gatwick. But for the virtual airline, the 787 and the 747 only fly out of London Heathrow, which is fine. Splits things up a little bit. So we're 40 miles out from Bayan. We got a 13,000 foot limit here, so we can actually crank you back a little bit. Take you back to 1,000 feet. Still learning the controls and how to set things up and everything. It's a lot different than on the Airbus. So we're 30 miles out from Banyan. So I've got this display here set up for my main path and my terrain, and the other monitor over here, well, I'm going to leave it at 40 miles, and it's going to have the weather radar up on it. Not that I'm expecting weather. At Bahrain, you know, winds are kind of out of the east at a little bit. We'll be fine. This place only has north-south runways anyway. So everything is looking good for our landing. You can see the cutting over the landmass here of Qatar. And we're gonna come out and then circle around, and I believe the airport's somewhere out here on this little jut out piece of land. Our airspeed's coming back. Not letting me go into knots here, which is annoying. Okay, what are you speeding up for? That's right. You were just being annoying. There we go. So as I mentioned, I do have the mod going for this, but it's early days. They're just starting on it, so work to be done. But hopefully, like the A320, it'll come on and there'll be a lot of good changes. I am going to check for any updates after this flight just to see. So where are we? 26 miles out. That is the start of our approach. So we're going to get ahead of the aircraft. Put the landing lights on. Strobes are on. That's all good. Altimeters I've already set as we pass through 18,000 feet. Radios are tuned. I've checked that. Approach localizer. And there's our approach button. Not going to turn that on yet. Engine and instruments are checked. Bring the speed back to 250 knots. It's still not letting me click over. That's fine. I've got our landing speed up here. Our approach speed is 174 with our landing speed of 164. So we're bringing our speed down. Alright, so Banyan is 12,000 feet. Oop, come on, don't start doing this with me. So we're going into vertical speed mode. We'll get her down to 12,000 feet now. That's for 16 miles out. Samud, which is here, is 8,000. And our intercept altitude for the runway is 3,000. So we're going to be above 8,000 at Samud. In Lovan they want us below 8,000, which is fine. So we're ahead of schedule. We've made up some time. We're not scheduled to land for another 48 minutes, but we're going to be on the ground shortly. Alright, well, see the localizer is being sensed. We're 6 miles out from Banyan, and we'll put in $8,000. For the drop down, I'll bring the speed back a bit as well. There's a turn, 8,000 going in. Altitude going in, and we'll bring the speed down to 230. A little bit of cloud. So 5,000 feet at the end of this line here. Muxed, M-U-X-E-D. As we start descending or slowing down past 250, we can start putting in our flaps. Yeah, so 8,000 here, 5,000 here, and we'll come around and we'll be 3,000 on this side over here. Sounds like a plan.
We have begun our final descent into Doha. Flight attendants will be passing through the cabin to collect any trash one final time.
I think you're a little bit slow.
Stowed in future in the full upright position. Please also store any carry-on items either in the seat back pocket or under the seat in front of you. Please complete all Wi-Fi related tasks and stow any larger electronics.
Wish the chime was working. Alright, so there's the turn. We start to level, she should start to slow. There we go. And 260 will go flaps 1. There we go, flaps 1, speed checked. 240, we can go flaps 5. Flaps 40, flaps checked. Speed down a little bit more. Speed to 200. Flaps 10. Flaps 15. $5,000 feet for our next drop. And there we go. You should be dropping. There we go. So we're aiming for 5,000 here. 3,180 knots. Still a bit high. So we're just going to take you right down to 3,000 now. And we're going to want 180. See the glide slope coming in now. Once we start that turn, we'll hit the approach. Should be good. Can't see much out of there with that haze. Oh, that's right inside us. Inside. The airport's back over that way. Well, we're looking good. Our speed's under. Flap 17. It's 3,000 feet. Now we're making a turn for the airport. 45 degrees, we'll kick on the approach. We can set our final speed of 174. I would put down the heads-up display, but none of the stuff is moving except for the compass, so it's a bit of a does nothing. All right. Oh, approach mode is armed. Speed coming back to. Well, we'll leave the speed at 200 at the moment. Not 200. Well, yeah, 200 is fine. I will go 190. So, sensing the localizer, we're waiting on glide slope. And there's the turn for the intercept. Airport's in sight. Localizer is alive. The airport's right out there. There's another airport over there. Localizer is captured. Auto brakes, we are going to we're going to set it to 2. I'm going to go by what that says. Got the airport in sight. Glide slope is captured. 174. Flaps 18. Speed is under 200 knots. Flaps going 20. Landing gear will drop when we're under 2,100 feet. Flaps 25. And flaps 30. There's 2,100 feet, gear down. Speed brakes are armed. Flaps are fully down. Feet. Speed's coming back to 164. Auto throttles are off.
300.
Autopilot's off.
200. 100.
Throttles are back.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Nose down. Reversers are on. Speed coming down. 70 knots. Reversers are disengaged. And we will exit here. 30 knots. Oh, welcome to Doha in Qatar.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Doha. The local time is 12:06 p.m. and it's currently about 24 degrees Celsius. You can now use your mobile devices. Please remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign is turned off. Remember to use caution when opening the overhead bin, as items may have shifted during the flight. If this is your final destination, we thank you for flying with us. If you're making a connection, we encourage you to check your itinerary to ensure a smooth continuation of your journey.
That's something I've read about, is the auto brakes are not releasing, so you end up having to go to a full stop pretty much. Alright, we're going to go forward and then stop on the other side of the whole short line here. So we're clear of the active runway. Put the parking brake on. Alright, so speed brake is retracted, flaps will come up. Landing lights will come off, taxi light will go on, strobe lights will come off. Beacon stays on. Flight directors will go off. Engine instruments are checked. I'm going to taxi to the ramp over this way, kind of behind us. So I'm going to have to make a few little turns here to get in. It's a weird looking place. We're going to go in at T4, which is up ahead here. And there should be a bunch of gates ahead of us. Side of the terminal here. And there should be probably a whole bunch of jetways and stuff off of this building, but I guess there's not. Oh, there's company aircraft over there. But we're going to go over here and find a gate on our own. Should be right here against this wall here. Is actually gate E4. Not sure about Southwest being here, but Cathay Pacific, sure. Let's get her around. Swing that nose. There we go. And that's good. So parking brake is set. Engine generators will come off. External power. Have no external power, so we will start the APU. Get AP generators on. Engine fuel controls. Cut off. Taxi lights are off. Leave the nav lights on. There's fuel pump switches. Were these ones over here? They will come off. Seatbelt sign. Can't do anything about it. Heads up display doesn't work anyway. So pressurization is off. This is all the shutdown stuff. But I think that's going to do it for today's flight. It was very cool. There goes everybody off the airplane. Hope you enjoyed. We'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.